Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another weekly wisdom. Thank you for being present. And wow, we're in December. What an amazing year it has been, honestly. And just want to celebrate you right now, super big, because this journey, it can have its ups and downs, and yet you're still here and you're being present with yourself. And that is honestly a form of celebration. Okay. So in this week's weekly wisdom, we're talking about the magic of intention. And perhaps you've heard this before and you had no idea what to do, or maybe you've been putting so many intentions into different things and then you don't really see the fruits of that intention. But we're just going to talk about this energetically speaking too. And this comes from the space of the heart, the power that runs through you, that is the same power of life force energy. So life itself passes through you, and that's your power. So whenever we really come into the space of like, yes, I'm life and I'm love and I can do this, and you really put 1,000% onto something, that it really does manifest. Perhaps not as you really wanted to manifest, but it does come through. It is really the power of that. The intention is really the willingness of you to surrender to a different part of yourself that has been coming through, maybe has been knocking on your door to actually come through. And then in the moment when you say, okay, yes, I'm just going to do it and I'm going to surrender and I'm going to go full in to experience whatever I am meant to experience. This is when it actually works. And let me tell you, I was doing a 40-day program here in Lawrence, Kansas at the studio where I practice and I teach. Amazing studio, by the way. Like, shout out to Yellow Brick Yoga because the teachers there are amazing. My teacher, my asana teacher there, Liana, is just one of the most powerful women I've ever met, to be completely honest. The best, hands down, the best yoga teacher I've had so far, that I honestly feel that she's been my yoga teacher for lives upon lives. And so if you have a chance, and you want to actually tune in into our classes, we also do it virtually. Okay, enough of that. It's not to not be, okay, enough of that. It's not meant to be like, an advertisement or something. So here we go. So here's the story of that. Okay, so like we were together, the group, the 40 dayers, we were together for 6 weeks, meaning working through stuff together. We will practice together. At times we'll do some journaling. Even at times like we will gather, because we gather every single week to see how we were doing and just receive more guidance from our teacher, Liana. And so the intention was always there. And no joke, every single week I had a different intention depending on what the theme of the week was. And it always got completed. It always got completed. And not even that, just the intention that I had as a whole for the program. And it just really, that's when I realized, like, holy smokes, the power that we have when we actually say yes to ourselves, because it wasn't really about the intention. Of course, there's the magic in it, but the magic is saying yes to me. So the magic is saying yes to you. Okay. So it really just, not only did I expand so much and I gained so much more awareness, but also more self-love, also more self-compassion for myself, for others. And I grew so much in this 6 weeks. And when we think about 6 weeks, it's not really a long time, to be honest. 40 days, it seems like a long time, but it really comes super quick. And it's just about the commitment, okay? The commitment of like really allowing yourself to dive deep into aspects that you perhaps have ignored. So this is where the intention actually puts a little seed and it takes away, what is not really yours, what you have been carrying, like the stories in your head. So you can see it as a little like fish hook, and you're fishing. So your intention is actually penetrating you, and at the same time is fishing for those things that are not really serving you, those things that have been blocking that energy flow of the same intention that you're placing. Because at times we can make the same intention over and over again, right? And so why is that not showing up? Well, that's not showing up because we're not making space, and at the same time we're not willing to really go deep into something. We're not really going deep in excavating like questions, or even using a practice such as yoga asana, or even dancing, or even painting, to really look at ourselves. And as I said in one of the weekly wisdoms about the yoga asana, how it's a powerful mirror, anything in life can be a powerful mirror for yourself. Of course, your partner, your family, your friends, etc., nature itself, right? But we have to be willing to really look at that mirror and be thankful, be grateful, and receive its teachings, receive the medicine, because everything in life is giving you a medicine and is granting you that opportunity to evolve and to explore yourself. Okay. So here in this program, we were going deep in the excavation questions and yoga asana practice. We even did like a fruit feast, and it was just like, okay, but the commitment was there. I showed up every single day, even when I didn't want to show up, even when I felt tired. I showed up to my mat, and I had the excavation questions in my head. I had my intention behind the scenes of like, this is why I'm doing this program. This is my intention for this week. This is my declaration, and I'm committing more than 1,000%. I don't care what it takes, because I know that I have whatever it takes to get this done. And so then I was mind blown for the 40 days, honestly, every single week. And this is the thing. When you commit to yourself, when you say yes and you go, even if it feels like against the current, it's not really that you're going against the current when you're working on yourself. It's just, it might feel that there's like so many rocky moments and you don't even know. And you have right there, do you have the intention? And do you actually give up when you have something that is coming at you that you don't like, and that it like triggers something in you? How is your reaction? And so here it is, the moment of like the intention is actually working for you and is doing something so great, is showing you that part of you that must be worked on. And so that is the opportunity in itself that the intention is telling you. But then if you really just say like, no, that's too much, or like, I don't even know what's coming up, and no sitting with things, the intention is like, okay, well, I'm fishing these things out of you. So then I can go really deep into your system and root myself there and become this powerful seed that will eventually become this ginormous trees with giving you so many fruits, yet you're not willing to experience that part of you. And then you still allowed yourself to be in the same cycle of not looking at yourself. So the thing here is like, do you commit or not? There's not a maybe, there's like, oh, I don't know, it's either yes or no. And this is what my teacher says. It's either yes or no. If you commit and you have your intention there, it really is a seed. English sometimes is funny with my tongue. It really is a seed, and you are putting the manifestation into your being. So therefore, you've got to make space. You got to work on the earth, which is the physical body. You got to work the earth. This is why like it works so well with the yoga asana practice, because I kept working on my earth. I kept releasing little things and moving things around. And I made space for that intention, and I committed, and I had that intention and my vision, and I never let it go. And some things are still manifesting, it's still there, and I fully trust. And this is the other thing, letting go of the control that at times as human beings we're so good at. We're so good at just trying to control these things and just be like, yeah, this is how I want it because I feel that this is the best thing for me. Yet, okay, you might really know many things that are good for you, but do you know more than the universe? Do you know more than the creator? When we are in the flow, we just know. We surrender. Things come. That doesn't mean you don't do anything, okay? Doesn't mean that you sit like in the corner of your home just feeling that something will come to save you. You don't need saving, first of all, but you also got to do some work. You have to do this work that at times is not easy, and it might not be gentle at times, but it's necessary. Okay, so when we look at farmers, right, they got to work on the earth, and they do many things, to be able to so the earth is actually ready when they plant the seeds, and then they water it, right? And then there's a waiting period. There's a waiting time, because it's not like the seed is going to go from 1 second being a seed to the next second being a ginormous trees with so many fruits. So here's where patience comes in. But the intention is there. The seed is already in there. The intention is that it will become magnificent trees that will give so many fruits, and they will have fruits to feed their family and to sell and bring like abundance in the way of money into their life. So it's the same thing, just with your body. And the intention, again, is that seed. But if you don't work out the body, if you don't make space and work your earth, where are you going to put the seed? Are you going to put the seed into an earth that is not even fertile? And then what is that? It's kind of like wasting it, like you're not really honoring the power of the seed, and you're not really honoring the power of the body, of the earth. And so they can just, and then are you watering also? Are you watering it? Are you drinking water? Are you cleansing your system? This is why the fruit feast was very powerful as well, from my opinion, from my experience. So here we go, one more time. Perhaps you have heard many times people saying about the intention. Intention is so important. What is mostly important about the intention, not the intention itself, but the power behind the intention, the vibrations, the sensations, the commitment. That is the most important thing. Are you committed to that growth? Are you committed to create some kind of revolution within yourself so that you can refine yourself over and over and over again? Are you committed to let go of blockages, to break through many things inside your being, so then you can have a deeper experience of yourself, a lighter experience, if you will? And so that is the most important in my journey. That has been the most important part of the intention, the commitment, the showing up. Even if things get difficult, it doesn't matter what life throws at me or around me. I'm still me, and I'm still committed, and I'm still showing up, and I still do the work, and I trust. Because again, as life itself, when nature is doing its cycles, right? So when nature is actually preparing itself to go into spring, there's a period with you don't see much anything. Like here in Kansas, there's not many trees that still have the leaves. So they're shedding, and they're preparing again to be renewed, renewed. They're preparing themselves to be renewed. They're preparing for the next cycle. They're shedding layers. And then when spring comes around, there's more the growth. And we see it differently. We see it more magical. We see it spectacular. Like, wow, they're back. It's the same within you. So again, this is why nature is a very powerful mirror of ourselves. Very powerful mirror. But do we pay attention to that or not? So treat your intention as something that is so divine. It's just this little baby, this little seed, and have that power that comes through it in the way of commitment, in the way of showing up, in the way that no matter what comes up to the surface, you have what it takes in order to pass through it, because nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. And so this is also a way of showing yourself the strength necessary, the strength that you do have inside of you, because there's a reason that you committed. There's a reason why you set up the intention, because you have what it takes to do it. You have what it takes to do it. So stop like sabotaging yourself, because enough of that. We have done it for so long, some of us for a really long time. I did it for most of my life. And so that's just, we know how that works, we know how that works. So can we experience something else? Can we go really deep into that? And this doesn't mean that we'll create pain, or suffering. Of course, emotions will arise and we're having a human experience. So we might cry, we might feel anger, and that's okay. That's okay. Honoring that is part of the journey, but that doesn't mean that stops you. That doesn't mean that emotions are you. You're just witnessing that. You're witnessing the physical body release in the form of tears, in the form of anger, whatever it is. And then you move through it. Again, think about yourself as a farmer. Think about yourself as a farmer. You're just cleansing the earth. You're just cleansing your earth. And at times, farming is not very easy. I've seen it growing up. I've seen it in Colombia. I see it here. It's not easy. At times it's not easy. It can bring up the challenges, but do they give up? Do farmers give up? Most of them don't. Perhaps because they love what they do. Perhaps because there's something inside of them that actually fully trusts that it will work, because Mother Earth always provides. You're part of Mother Earth. This body is part of Mother Earth. There's a connection that goes from this body into the earth. And you are able to receive the guidance and the love if you allow yourself to do so. So now, one more time, it's not about exactly what intention it is, but the energy behind the intention, the energy that actually gives birth to this intention, the why. Why is this intention so important for you? And what are you committed to let go of? So this intention can actually be manifested and become physical, if that's what it is in this existence. So I invite you to just really think about the why, the energy behind it, and commit more than 1,000% commit, because that is when the magic really appears and the magic shows up, and it's your own magic. The magic of life is your own magic, and it's your birthright to actually have it and work with it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love you, I love you, I love you. Feel free to share this with other ones if this has helped you so much. And I will see you next week. Ciao, peace.